This is my version of the software, the firmware for the 60 LED clock with the STC15W408 chip. So I haven't done any of the flashy animated displays. I've concentrated on things that I think might be actually useful as a clock. So the main one is that it's got time correction for the going rate, which I'll come on to in a bit. But to start with, that's the default display. It's 4 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. You can see it does 3 LEDs for the minute, 5 LEDs for the hour, and the second hand moving round. The right hand button, as we look at it from the front, short presses toggle between the different displays, so that's a 12-hour mode instead of 24 if you prefer that. The next one shows the year, because it's got a calendar in it now, as well as showing the time. Then we've got the month and day of the month, so it's the 13th of September. Next one is the temperature in centigrade there, or Celsius, and another press you get it in Fahrenheit if you prefer that. One more press and we're back to the 24-hour display. So that's the normal modes when it's running as a clock. If you want to set something, you do a long press on the same right hand button. And now the first thing it shows us is the going rate. So this corrects the clock. If you think it's going fast by a second a day, then you would alter this to be -10 and so on. And so by watching it for a few days, checking it against a reference clock, you can tune it in to a fraction of a second a day. So I can go through, if I wanted to set this to say -15, I pressed the wrong button there, sorry. We're now setting the year. I'll come back to that in a minute. So that's setting the year. That's the, well, it was tens of years, years, month, day of the month, hour, minute. You can adjust the temperature. If you've got a reference thermometer, you can tweak the temperature up and down till it matches your reference one. Now we're back to the going rate. I said I was going to set it to -15, didn't I? Which we do like that. So that way, if you found it was going fast by a second and a half a day, you'd set that to -15. And the way it works is there's a little bit of storage RAM inside the real-time clock. So when you do set the time, it remembers the time and the date when you set it, and then from then on, whenever it's running, it's saying, oh, it's been 27 days since I was last set, therefore the correction will be, and it does a calculation, turns it into seconds, and uses that to correct both the time and the calendar. So as I say, the right hand button now moves us through the different displays. So typically you'd get to the setting the minute. Let's say it's now 14:07 and we want to set it to 14:08 because you don't set the seconds. So we'll put that on 14:08 and then, well, let's say it was 14:20 for the sake of argument. And then you watch your reference clock time signal, and when it's a second before 14:20 you start doing a long press on the right button and away it goes. So you set it accurate to a second, and from then on, even if you power it down and back on, it will be still knowing the time, and it will be correcting the time for any discrepancies in the going rate of the clock. So if you're interested in modifying your kit for this, I'll do another video showing how to upload the program. You can either take the chip out and do it in a programmer, or you can do it on board by tacking a couple of extra wires and using a USB to serial converter. Okay, so that's a quick overview of the alternate firmware for this 60 LED clock. And bye for now.